In today's video, I'm going to show you how to shoot and edit a hyperlapse. We're going to be using the Weebill 3 gimbal and Wondershare's Filmora 11. So let's start off by shooting that hyperlapse.
All right, friends, here we are in beautiful Lake Balboa in Southern California. I'm out here with the Zhiyun Weebill 3 gimbal, Sony A9 16-35 Zeiss lens. One of the keys to a great hyperlapse is a wide angle lens. Why? Because they're so much easier to shoot with. You see a lot less shakiness in your footage, and a wider landscape just makes for a prettier hyperlapse or time lapse. Now, a gimbal is gonna stabilize a lot of the movements, so having a good quality gimbal is very important. I'll link all of the equipment that I'm using in today's video down below, so make sure you check that out. I'm gonna be shooting in PF or pan follow mode. I have my smoothness settings set to maximum. You want your gimbal to move very smoothly. You want it to ease in and out of the movements, especially when it comes down to panning. So if we have a look at this path right here, you can see that it's not straight, it's curved. So I'm gonna have to pan the gimbal just a little bit. One of the keys to a very nice pan is to continue walking straight and delay the pan till the last moment. For example, as you can see, the path is curved, yet I'm still walking straight. Then, when I get to right to the end of this curve, I'm gonna slowly pan. Actually, that was a little bit more delayed than I need to, but let's say this is the curve right here. I'm gonna keep walking, straight, 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 and then slowly add a little bit of a pan. This is how you're gonna get super smooth panning shots on these curves. And it's gonna make for a much easier hyperlapse, and you're gonna have to rely a lot less on post-stabilization. Now, I haven't started doing the gimbal walk, which is knees slightly bent and heel to toe walking. I have a ton of tutorials on this. So I'm gonna start walking, doing the gimbal walk right now. We're gonna come up to our first official curve right before we hit the edge of the lake. So here we go, heel to toe, heel to toe. I'm walking straight, I'm not curving yet or panning yet. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of a pan. And that's what's gonna give you a very, very smooth pan during your hyperlapse. Don't forget that during a hyperlapse, everything is sped up, which means you're gonna get a lot more shakiness in basically every shot or every angle that you shoot. So you want to delay movements as much as you can. Now, if I was shooting on a straight path, I would be shooting in lock mode, where the pan nor the tilt will be working. Everything will just be fixed at a certain location. That's gonna get you very, very smooth shots. And there you go, it's as easy as that. Well, it's not that easy, especially when you're shooting a tutorial and doing this shot. But anyway, that's how you do it. And to add some extra flair and a little bit more danger to your shot, I'm gonna enter full follow mode, where I enable the tilt and the pan, and I'm gonna go off the edge and into the lake. But again, this is very risky.
Now let's talk about Wondershare Filmora Video Editor. It's been ranked one of the best and easiest video editors, especially for beginners. It supports up to 4K resolution and works with either Windows or Mac computers. It supports green screen editing along with masking, and it has a bunch of different AI features. Go ahead and check out Filmora by clicking on the link down below to give it a shot. Now let's get on with the editing portion of this video. Now that we got the footage recorded, we can open up Wondershare Filmora 11, and I already have the clip that I shot right here. We're just gonna drag and drop it into the timeline here. And you'll notice that it's actually a very long clip. I'm gonna go ahead and mute it by dragging down the volume bar, because we don't need audio from this clip. I'm gonna zoom out of the timeline, and I'm immediately going to speed up this clip because it's actually 3 minutes long. A hyperlapse is basically a compressed and sped up version of a video, or you can also shoot a hyperlapse using photos. So a difference between time lapses and hyperlapses, the hyperlapse actually incorporates camera movement, while a time lapse is just a static shot and the camera filming time go by. That's the difference between a hyperlapse and a time lapse. The downsides with taking photos during a hyperlapse or a time lapse is that you may experience some flickering. While in video, you will actually get much smoother results, but it's gonna end up taking more space on your SD card. So, those are kind of the trade-offs there. Honestly, you'll get smoother results shooting in video almost always. So this is why I shot in video. Also, I knew that this hyperlapse would be a lot shorter than shooting, let's say, a daytime to nighttime type of hyperlapse, or time lapse for that matter. So that's why I shot in video. All right, so first things first, I'm just gonna go ahead and highlight the clip. I'm gonna go to the settings over here. I'm gonna go to speed, and I'm gonna increase the speed by quite a bit. And it looks like it's gonna be about a 2-second clip. That's a little bit too fast. So I'm gonna drag out the speed bar at the top here. Now what I'm gonna do, I am going to hit the playback. It might be really choppy because we sped it up about 49 times. So it's gonna take a lot of processing power from your computer. So it's gonna play back choppy, but by looking at this footage, I kind of got the gist of it. So to add a little bit more of a cool effect to it, I'm gonna add a boomerang, which basically means that it's gonna speed all the way through in forward motion, and it's gonna bounce back in to backwards motion. All we have to do is copy the clip, paste it again. I'm gonna highlight the second clip. I'm gonna go to settings and go to reverse speed. Next, we're gonna color grade the footage to give it that extra pop. I'm gonna highlight the clip. Now I'm gonna go over down here to this palette. I'm gonna click on it, go to color correction, and you'll see a bunch of different options that we have right here. I'm gonna go for Blockbuster. Blockbuster looks pretty cool. I'm gonna click on OK, or we can actually add some adjustments here. As you can see, we can disable different parts of this LUT. It's all baked in, and we can make manual adjustments by clicking on this arrow right here. You can make all of those adjustments. Now what I want to do is add some stabilization. Since this is playing back at over 40 times its original speed, it's going to get pretty bumpy. So I'm going to highlight the clip. I'm going to make sure I'm in the video section. I'm going to click on stabilization, and it's going to analyze the clip. Great, the stabilization is complete, and now I'm gonna increase the smooth level all the way up until about 20-25%. Awesome, so now that we did that, I noticed that there's a little bit of a speck. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there seems to be some sensor dust or some lens dust on my footage. So luckily I created these transparent letterbox templates. You can download them down below, and Filmora does a really good job of just processing them properly. They work as just standard PNG images. I'm gonna place it on top of the footage. I'm gonna resize it, and it's gonna add that really nice letterbox widescreen effect. Just gonna increase the size there, boom, boom. And there you go, the speck is gone. Next, I'm gonna add a motion blur effect. So I'm gonna click on OK. I'm gonna go to the effects library, make sure I click on included, and then I'm gonna type in blur. All right, I'm gonna click on this one right here, drag and drop it onto the clip, and now we're gonna see some motion blur. Now it's gonna be very difficult to play this back because motion blur, stabilization, and all the other effects that we applied to this clip make it very demanding on your computer's processor. So I'm just gonna export this, and yeah, it's gonna play back smoothly. And that's it, guys. It's as easy as that. Creating a hyperlapse with a gimbal and using Filmora is very easy. So if you're interested in trying out Filmora, check out the link down below. Let me know what you guys think. And yeah, I'll see you in another video. Peace.